The Elementor page builder allows you to control your website using a drag and drop builder. It's very simple to work with. Now, for those of you who already know how to use Elementor, you guys can skip ahead to the next section. But for everyone else, if this is your first time, I definitely recommend you watch this part of the video because it'll teach you how to use the drag and drop page builder. With that said, let's jump back to the video. Now let me give you all a 10-minute crash course on how to use the Elementor page builder. If you already know how to use Elementor, you can skip ahead. But for everyone else, let's go over here to plus new and click on page. Now, instead of working on an existing website, I do recommend to practice on a brand new page. So I'm gonna call this demo page. At the top right, I'll click on publish and publish. And then here you'll see this button that says edit with Elementor. Let's go ahead and turn on the page builder. All right, next I'll go ahead and close these notices. I'll close the navigator and I'll also close this notice about the atomic elements. So this is the Elementor UI, and this is where you can add in sections and also elements. On the left side, you have containers, and these are essentially rows. Below that, you have elements, and you can drag and drop these elements onto the page. Below that, we have custom widgets and pro elements. You don't need to get these because these are only available in the pro version. And then we have general elements, which you can also drag and drop onto the page. Now let's go ahead and start with just a 2-column row. So right here, I'll click on plus, click on Flexbox, and then we'll select a 2-column row. Now there's also these arrows right here, and I'll explain this in just a bit. But for now, let's select a 2-column row. Now let's go ahead and add an elements inside of these boxes. So to do that, up here, I'll click on add elements, and then we're gonna drag and drop these elements inside these boxes. Now let's add an element inside of this box. So to do that, I'll take this heading text and I'll just drag and drop it inside this box. And when you see that pink line, you'll just drop it and there you go. Now for every element, you'll see 3 different tabs. The content tab, this controls the contents of the actual elements. And then you have the style tab. This controls things like the fonts and also the color and sizing of the elements. And then you have the advanced tab. This controls things like padding, and also you can add in really cool things like motion effects. So for example, over here under the animation, if I click on slide and left, you will now see that the element slides and left. It's kind of tacky, but yeah, it's just something to consider. But let's go back over here to content and let's change the text. I'll put in create a new WordPress website. Okay. And then I'll click on the plus, and then I will throw in a text editor right here. Okay. And you can add in more text. So I'm a little bit lazy, so I'll just copy this and just paste it. Okay. And then also we can throw in a button. So right here, I'll throw in a button and then just drag and drop it. There we go. Now let's say, for example, you want to make this column longer. So right here we have this pink section. This controls things like the spacing and the background color of this entire section. So for example, if I want to change the height, right here you'll see that it instructs us to change this to VH. VH stands for Viewport Height. Essentially, it's just a different measurement besides pixels. So right here, I'll click on the drop down and click on VH. And then we can select this to maybe I don't know, 80, is that good, right? So now you can see that we have more of a bigger page. And if you want to add a background color to this or an image, right here under style, we can go ahead and click on classic. And then here we have color. And then of course we can change the color of this background, right? Pretty cool. So I'll just give it a more darker background. And then also we can change this text right here to white. So going over here to the style, and then right here under text color, we can just change this to white, just like that. Now on the right side, you might want to add in an image, right? So over here, I'll click on the add elements, and then we can take an image and then just drag and drop it like that. And then here we can choose an image. So I'll choose the image. Now in your media library, when you imported the starter templates, you got access to all these really cool images that you can use for your website completely for free. And I'll just go ahead and put in this picture of this gentleman right here and then click on select. And then here is this image of this really good looking guy, right? Now, on the left side, you can tell this doesn't look good, right? It's kind of scrunched. Now, this is where the Flexbox comes very handy. Now, over here, I'll click on the container, and you saw all those options earlier, including those directional buttons that we talked about earlier. Now, what we can do is we can use the Flexbox. So right here, I want to center align all these elements, right? And then here we have gaps. And what we can do is also add in gaps, just like that, and we can space out all these elements. Now this is very useful because instead of actually manually setting padding for each specific element, we can use the Flexbox now to manipulate all the elements inside of this box. Now also you can see that we have this direction where it's horizontal, and if I select that, notice how everything is horizontal from one another, and that doesn't really look good, right? So we're gonna select vertical. Now let me give you a circumstance where horizontal makes a lot more sense. Now this is my website, darrelwilson.com, and you've probably seen these two buttons a lot on many websites where they stack neatly side by side. Let me show you how to do this with the Flexbox. So going to our website, if I click on Add Elements and I drag in a button, you're going to notice that it just goes below the button, and I can't really, put it side by side. Notice here how I can't really, put it next to it. This is where the Flexbox becomes really useful. Here I'll click on Add Elements and then take a container, and we're going to drop it right here. Next, I will take these buttons and I will drag them inside the box, just like that. Okay. And then I'll utilize the Flexbox. So here I'll click on Edit Container. And then now I want to select the direction to horizontal. Now notice here how they're side by side, which is really cool. And then over here, I just want to add a little bit more gap just to give them some breathing room. Now the last thing I want to show you all is the advanced option. So we have all this space around these buttons, and I want it, right here on the edge. To do that, over here in the advanced section, I will just remove all of the padding. Padding is essentially space. So right here, I'll type in 0, and that means no space. And when that's done, that got rid of all the space inside of the Flexbox. Now another cool trick is to add a mask. So here I'll click on this image and go to the advanced section, and then I'll scroll down and click on mask, and I'll turn the mask on. Now on the home page, you probably saw that we had that image where it had that design over it, and that's what the mask is. So you can go ahead and utilize the mask and add a mask for your image, and it just makes your website look a little bit more creative, right? Next, for every element, you can right click on it and you can duplicate it, you can copy the style, and you can also delete it. For example, I can duplicate this, and then I can take this element and I can drag and drop it, right? Same thing right here. I can duplicate it and then also drag and drop it. Now, if I don't like those elements, I can right click, delete, right click, and also delete. Now for this button, I probably want to, change the style. So over here under style for the color, I'll click on the default, and these are the default colors that we imported when we imported the starter templates, and I'll use this orange color. Next, I'll go over here to content, and let's say, for example, you want to change this, right? So I'll put contact us, and then for the link, instead of actually manually typing in a URL, you can just type in the name of the page. So for example, we have a contact page that Solus created for us automatically. I'll click on contact us, and now this button links to our contact us page. Now the last thing I want to show you all is just like we duplicated elements, you can also duplicate columns and also sections. So right here, I'll right click and click on duplicate, and that'll actually duplicate the entire row. You can also do this with sections. So for example, I can right click on the pink 6 dots, and then I can also duplicate this as well. And there you go. We've duplicated that entire section. If you ever want to add a section in between these, all you would do is click on the plus, and then here you can just start all over again, and then you can add sections in between different parts of your website. But I'm not going to do that. So in order to delete something, I will click on the X and delete that. And then also we can delete this section as well. Now, before I do that, if you ever made a mistake on your website, maybe you duplicated something and you threw it over here and messed up, you can always go into the history of building your websites. Over here, you'll see this history button, and then you can actually go back into every part of when you're building your websites. So for example, we can keep going back, and that'll actually take us right back to where we were before. So that is a quick rundown of how to utilize the Elementor page builder. I have another video explaining how to use Elementor more in detail, and if you want to watch that, I will put that in the video description. But let's go back to our home page. So over here, I'll click on the Elementor logo and click Exit to WordPress. Next, I'll click on the WordPress logo. And now it took us back to all the pages on our websites. Now, when you imported the starter template with Solus, it created all these pages for you automatically, such as the testimonials, the contact, the career, and also the about us section. Now let's go ahead and go to our home page and let's edit the home page. So instead of going to the front end, we can do this from the back end. So over here under home, I'll select Edit with Elementor. Okay, so now that we know how to use Elementor, now you can sort of go through here and just add an element. So for example, I'll click on Add Elements. And let's say, for example, you want to throw a button. You can just go ahead and drag and drop it. And also, if you ever want to create two buttons side by side, now you know how to do that. You can take this container right there, and then you can take this button, put it right here, duplicate it, and then the same thing. So we can put this horizontal, add a little bit of space, just like that. And then I'll get rid of the padding, right? 0 padding. And then we can just change the color. So for the color, I'll just select that orange color, and there you go. Now I also want to delete this button, so I'll right click and I'll also delete it, and there you go. We really improved the section just by adding in that one button. Now a lot of these elements on the home page are utilizing the Flexbox. So for example, this one right here, you can see this is using the Flexbox. If I select horizontal, it puts that text on the right side, but since we have vertical, it puts it below the number. So let's scroll down a little bit more, and there's one more section I want to show you. So right here, you see that we have these 6 boxes. Now what we did is, if you click on the Flexbox and you select vertical, it puts all the boxes in a vertical motion, just like that. Now here you can see that if we select horizontal, it puts them neatly optimized side by side. Now let's talk about the wrap option. So right here we have wrap and we have no wrap. No wrap means it's just going to force all the elements to stay in this one section. This works in some cases, but in this case it doesn't. Now if we select wrap, it's actually going to take these columns and it's going to wrap them around each other in a really nice clean format. This makes it optimized and easier for everyone to see. So feel free to go throughout the rest of the website, modify it, make changes, and mess around with it. This is your website now, so you can modify it to your liking. So in order to save our changes, here at the top, I'll click on Publish. Now there's one last thing I want to show you before we move into the AI section. Now I want to add that page to the menu. Remember we created that demo page? And to do that, you'll go over here in the backend of WordPress, and then under Appearance, you'll find Menus. So right here, I'll click on Menus, and then I'll select the menu. So right here, I'll select the primary menu, click on Select, and then here we have that demo page that you saw earlier. So I'll click on Demo, click on Add to Menu, and then if I scroll down, you can now see that we have that demo page.